Heartless, Forbidden, Book 1. Written by Suzana Thompson. Narrated by Paulina Schubert. Chapter 36. That mood lasted until Cade greeted me with a scowl when I arrived home. Mom made it worse by indirectly implying that Logan was my boyfriend. "Logan can help you study too," she remarked with a wide smile. "I know he'll be leaving for college before you, but he's the kind of boy who is serious about academics. He's not likely to party a lot. Massachusetts isn't that far away, so you could visit him often," she rambled excitedly. "And you can apply to colleges there, even Harvard. You never know, you might get accepted." "I'm sure that she would," Robert said, making me suspect that he would use his money to make it happen. "We are just friends," I told all three of them. "I'm not following him to college. I'm not dating him, and I have no interest in dating him. So stop acting like he's my boyfriend, because he's not." Mom exchanged a look with Robert before glancing back at me. "Okay," she replied, still not looking convinced. "Good night," I said in exasperation. "I'm going up to my room." Cade didn't reply to me as Mom and Robert told me good night, but he came knocking on my door quite a while later and interrupted my conversation with Morgan. She was thrilled that Logan had offered to stay home for her, but frustrated that he hadn't said anything about asking her out. "What should I do?" she lamented. "Well, obviously the main thing is to get him to stay here," she continued before I could respond. "Oh my God, it worked! You're a genius, Lexi!" She cut me off excitedly. "We need a new plan for getting him to admit his feelings. Oh, should I still pretend to be over him? I'm not sure how I should act around him now. Are you going to tell him that I turned Blaine down because of him? Or just that you talked me out of going out with him without mentioning Logan?" Because if you tell him it's because of him, he'll know I still like him. But if he doesn't think I like him, will he even ask me out? But he already knew I liked him before and never asked me out. Gosh, this is so confusing," she exclaimed. "It is," I agreed. "But progress," she said optimistically, before I could say anything else. "He was leaving before, and now he's not." "You're amazing, Lexi. Your plan worked so fast," she marveled. "Only partially," I said. "We still have to get him to ask you out." "You'll come up with something," she stated with conviction. "I know you will." Everyone had faith in me except my boyfriend. He was still scowling when I told Morgan to hold on and opened the door to him. "It's Cade," I informed her. "I'll let you go," she replied. "See you at school tomorrow," she added. "It'll be great to have you there." "Thanks," I said. "I'm so happy you go there. It would probably be awful without you." "It's not that bad," she assured me. "I think you'll like it there. I mean, except for it being school," she said with a laugh. "Yeah," I agreed, unable to share her amusement now that Cade had invaded my room with his tense presence. "See you tomorrow." "Why'd you go over there?" Cade demanded as soon as I hung up the phone. I was prepared to argue with him again about his lack of trust in me, but the words that came out of my mouth surprised us both. "Because I can't trust myself with you." "Last time you were in here," I began after a pause. "I'm sorry," he interjected in a much more subdued tone. "I didn't mean to take it that far. I promise I won't rush you again, Lexi. You don't have to run away from me." "I've never been this attracted to anyone," I admitted. "I wouldn't have stopped if you hadn't. That's why I'm trying to avoid being here alone with you. I don't want everything to happen too fast with us. I'd like us to keep going on dates like we would if we weren't living together." "We'll do that," he insisted. "I would have taken you on another date today if you would have let me. And I won't come into your room anymore until you're ready." "Thanks," I said gratefully. "That'll help a lot." "I'll leave right now," he offered. "After I kiss you goodnight," he added. "Wait," I told him as he stepped closer. "I want to ask your opinion on something." "Okay," he replied, looking surprised and curious. I explained the deal I had made with Logan and revealed the plan Morgan and I had concocted to make Logan realize his feelings for her. "But now she can't go out with Blaine to make him jealous," I finished. "What should she do now to make Logan ask her out?" Cade looked at me with a wry expression. Why do girls play these stupid games? She can't make him ask her out. Either he will or he won't. Nothing she does will make it happen. Wrong, I argued. She made him decide to cancel his trip. If she didn't pretend that she was going to date this Blaine guy, he never would have done that. So she really wasn't planning to go out with him? Cade questioned. Yeah, she was, I answered, but luckily she won't have to now. Don't you think it's crazy to go out with a guy she doesn't like just to make another guy jealous? He asked. You were going to go out with Skylar just to annoy me, I reminded him. And you thought that was a terrible thing to do, he retorted. Why is it okay for Morgan to do it? Because this guy is a player, I replied. She's not going to break his heart because he just wants... Why would you tell her to go out with a guy like that? He demanded. She said that she can handle him, I said defensively. She knows him. It's not like I told her to pick up a stranger in a bar. He paced away from me in agitation. Logan doesn't like him. That's already a red flag right there. And he was worried enough about it to cancel his trip, which tells me this guy is really bad news. I stared at him in surprise. Logan's opinion matters to you? I thought you hated him. I don't hate him, he denied. He's a good guy. I just don't want him trying to steal you away from me. If he's a good guy, he's not going to do that, I reasoned. Even good guys get tempted, he said. You're spending all this time at his house. Something's going to happen eventually. No, it's not, I said in annoyance. I'm not going to cheat on you, Cade. Why don't you trust me? It's just, well, even your mom thinks he's the perfect guy. I'd never seen Cade act hesitant or unsure, and I was amazed to realize that he felt inferior to Logan. My mom doesn't choose my boyfriends, I told him. I think Logan is the perfect guy for Morgan, but I want you. Only you, I emphasized as I moved toward him. Yeah, he asked, his gaze fixed on me in a way that made my heartbeat accelerate. Yeah, I confirmed, my anticipation so strong that I could almost feel his lips on mine before they made contact. Passion blazed between us as we kissed, but Cade was once again the one to stop before things got out of control. When I pressed my body against his in my desire to feel more of him, he pulled away from me and took a step back to leave more space between us. Yeah, he said, I better get out of here before... Yeah, I agreed as he trailed off, understanding what he was saying without him having to say it. His gaze lingered on me for another moment before he turned and walked to the door. I resisted the urge to call him back for one more kiss, because I knew that I would want more than that. My train of thought led me to call Morgan after Cade left my room. Kiss him, I said. What? She asked in confusion, because those were the only 2 words I had spoken to her after she answered the phone. Kiss Logan, I specified. Then you'll know if he wants you. You'll know if you have passion with him, I amended, because my first statement had sounded too crude. I can't, she began to protest. I can't just kiss him, that's... I know, I acknowledged. You're right. I don't know what I was thinking. Forget it. We'll think of something else. Okay, see you tomorrow. Yeah, see you, she replied, sounding distracted. My own thoughts were all over the place as I went to take a shower. I was first preoccupied with imagining amusing scenarios of how shocked Logan would be if Morgan just kissed him out of the blue. Then my mind drifted back to Cade, and my imaginings became a lot more erratic. Feeling guilty about the turn my thoughts had taken, I distracted myself by trying to imagine what my new school would be like. After my shower, I heard my phone ping with a new text message as I got ready for bed. It was from Morgan, and I couldn't believe what I was reading. OMG! I did it! Call me when you get this! I assumed that she had meant she had kissed Logan, but I was thinking that my assumption had to be wrong as I called her. She picked up after the first ring. Oh my God! She exclaimed. What happened? I kissed him, she cut in, sounding frantic. Oh my God, I can't believe I did it. I knew I would chicken out if I didn't do it right away, so I went to his house. I texted him that I was coming over, and he was waiting for me at the gate. She took a breath before continuing. He asked me what was wrong, and I just got out of the car and kissed him. What did he do? I asked hesitantly. he started kissing me back. But then he pulled back. But I begged him, she admitted in embarrassment. I was saying please, it's my first kiss. God, I shouldn't have told him that. He must think I'm pathetic. But you said he kissed you back, I reminded her, trying to get her to look on the bright side. And he kissed me again after I begged him to, she said dismally. And it was... I waited as she trailed off, not knowing what to say. Her tone changed to one of wonder. It was amazing. I never imagined it could be that amazing. 20 minutes felt like only 1 minute, and I could have kissed him for hours. It was... Wait, I interrupted her. He kissed you for 20 minutes? Well, minus the time I was begging him like a loser, she replied, her mood taking a downturn. I was so nervous when I saw him standing by the gate that I looked down at the dashboard and saw the time. It was 10:02. Then I forced myself to get out of the car and kiss him. And when you were leaving, it was 10... But who ended the kiss? I asked instead of completing the time calculations. He did, she answered, her voice becoming frantic again. He didn't say anything, he just took off and left me standing there. I got in the car and stared at the dashboard for 3 minutes until I got a text from him. It was only one word. Good night. What do I do now? How can I ever face him again? He kissed you for 20 minutes, I marveled. He likes you for sure, Morgan. Wow. But he didn't say anything, she repeated uncertainly. And he only kissed me because I begged him to. Not for that long, I told her. He wouldn't kiss you for that long unless he wanted to. Are you sure? She questioned me desperately. Yes, I replied. He was just as into it as you were if he lost track of time like that. God, Morgan, you've got guts, I added in admiration. I didn't think you'd go do it tonight. I didn't think I'd do it at all, she said. I can't even believe that I did it. It was just the fact that your other plan worked when I didn't think it would, and then when you told me to kiss him, I kept thinking about it. And I knew I would lose my nerve if I waited. But now I'm freaking out about it because I screwed it up so bad and I'll never be able to face him again. You didn't screw up anything, I assured her. You said yourself that it was amazing. For me, she said, I have no idea what it was like for him. And I don't know what he thinks of me now. Oh my God, I can't believe I did that. Calm down, I pleaded. He likes you, Morgan. This proves it. He kissed you back. After I begged him to. No, you said he started to kiss you back before that, I reminded her. Yeah, but then he pulled away until I begged. I cut her off insistently. His first impulse was to kiss you back. That tells you what you need to know. He liked it and you liked it, so just stop worrying about it. I can't, she sighed. I don't think I'll be able to sleep tonight. As much as I empathized with her obsessing over Logan's reaction, her worries were so innocent compared to mine. Kate and I would never make it through such a long kissing session without getting out of control. I was trying to have a normal dating progression with him, but that seemed to be impossible with us. I was keen to cheer Morgan through all her romantic milestones, though. Your first kiss, I gushed, and it was amazing. You gotta be happy about that. Think about it. It could have been sloppy and gross. She giggled. Yeah. One of my friends said that about her first kiss, but it happened in 7th grade during a game of Truth or Dare. Were you there with her? I asked. No, she replied. I always avoided stuff like that. Why? I questioned curiously. She sighed. Because I didn't want to have to kiss a guy I didn't like. Or to be more honest, any guy who wasn't Logan. I couldn't imagine kissing anyone else. And it finally happened, I exclaimed. Yeah, she agreed in a dreamy tone. And it was even better than I imagined. Except, she added wistfully, it didn't happen the way I always dreamed it would. We weren't on a date, and I don't even know if he likes me. I expelled my breath in frustration. Morgan! You're probably sick of talking about this, she interjected. You should get some sleep anyway. I don't want you to be tired on your first day. If I don't see you before lunch, I'll find you in the cafeteria. Try to get some sleep, I urged her. I'll try, she promised. I lay awake myself for a while after we hung up, but I was feeling excited for Morgan rather than anxious. It was how I should have felt for Skylar when Kate asked her out, but I disliked him too much to be happy for her. Now I was dating him myself, and I'd replaced her with a new friend. Guilt momentarily made my mood plummet, but I pushed all thoughts of Skylar from my mind and focused on the exciting new development between Morgan and Logan. I thought about whether I should tell Cade, but I decided that this was a secret to be shared only between best friends. It seemed that's what Morgan and I had become, because she had shared it with me instead of calling one of her other friends. That thought made me settle contentedly into sleep.